Alright, people, welcome to Balcast. This week we have brought on, obviously we have Jason Waterfalls, the huge. We got Tonton, our local Nest guy. Got Nezergy, our local Game & Watch guy. And then me, Zesty. And we will be talking about stuff.
Yes. Okay, so today's Balcast episode is going to be all about Smash Fest and playing Smash outside of tournaments. So pretty much who we play with, how often we play, and like sort of like the differences between like a tournament setting, which I feel like a lot of us talk about a lot and think about a lot in the scene, and just like the everything else. So I think that good, easy, like, because we usually do like a intro like question to like get ourselves rolling on Balcast, and the question of today is, who is your friendlies character that you bust out for friendlies? Because we have our tournament characters, but like there are characters that we have that we will never play in tournament, but like you just have a pretty decent one in friendlies.
So like my friendlies throughout, like I play with like the Pomona boys, so like Reddy and like Turtle and like some of the other people. And the character, like before like they got like decent at the game, like they were terrible. I used Wario. And I just did the old 3.02 person who just found Wario, side B on their shield, and they don't know how to wave dash out a shield. They don't know how to, they just try and grab me. And I'm like over here, like right away from their grab. And that was like my thing for like a while. Like, you guys are gonna learn by me side Bing your shield 11 times, and it's gonna work until you punish me. And then recently it's been Toon Link, because I love Toon Link a lot. It was my brawl main. And then, yeah. So I've been picking up, and like everything, like I have a bigger brain now, so I can understand like I can do these things, and yeah, it was cool. I've been like using them like even now during Smash Fest. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, Tonton, how about you?
I guess it's weird because my Falcon started like that. Like I'm like I just want to troll people, Falcon Punch, yes knee, basically everything like that. And then. You know, the whole, like, my friends, they don't know how to play Smash, so I would do side B, up B, or side B knee, all those, cheeky, but, like, supposed to be not guaranteed moves. Yeah. But then, I just fell in love with that character, now I'm just playing for maybe secondary now. I used him once in tournament now.
But do you play him as stupid in tournament?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yes.
Okay.
That makes it even better.
Like, you see them, like, when I yes knee them in tournament, I can see them like this guy's serious. I can see that, I'm like, that's when I feed off of that. I'm like,
how many tournament sets has your Falcon won?
It's not about winning when it comes to Falcon.
That's true.
It's the message.
Stays true to the villain archetype. Gains off the salt and then doesn't ever win.
Tauntaun the villain. Tauntaun is
the alternate route.
Classic villain archetype. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. I think my friendlies character of choice used to be Olimar. I used to exclusively play Olimar and just like have like this incredibly like sophisticated Olimar outside of tournament, but there was like one day when I took him out in tournament because my hands were too cold for my Zero Suit Samus, and my Olimar is like really like doesn't require fast hands. So against Xenokids, I like played Olimar and just like destroyed him in one game, just one game to like warm my hands up. Then I played Zero Suit and I won the set. But that set was recorded by Moose Lawad and posted on Smashboards for submission for best character.
Oh my god.
Because nobody played Olimar in 3.5.
Oh, for like Resliv's like 3?
No, before Resliv.
Oh, before?
This is 3.5 Smashboards best character by best players by character.
Okay.
And there is one entry in the 3.5 Olimar's thing, and it says Jason Waterfalls parentheses game 2 parentheses versus Xenokids. and that was pretty much like after that it's like I couldn't play him as a friendlies character. So nowadays it's Madididi.
Alright.
Yes.
I'm just thinking there definitely was a time where people like, well, who's like the best at Olimar? Well, I think Jason Waterfalls technically has one.
No, yeah, I was definitely reading Reddit threads, like even like during like ResLive when he was like scouting like stuff, like you're like who plays Olimar?
Dude,
so they're thinking
that's San Diego just spreading the word of like everyone in San Diego knew that I just didn't play this character, but they were just like, oh my god, it's like actually so good if you guys come down here.
Dude, there was that one set you had against Red.
Oh yeah,
that was a pretty ridiculous one.
But yeah, let's. What about you?
I would say at this point, most of I only really play friendlies, so basically all of my characters are friendly characters. But I actually I have a really fun time messing around with Olimar, which is really fun because you brought him up. But yeah, I just think he can be really funny, and his taunts are really funny,
dude,
and you can just hold it.
His rolling his head around him.
And when you're doing that and the Pikmin just starts slouching and you're just like, oh my god, this is actually the best character.
Dude, it is his secret fourth taunt just spamming down B over and over again.
Or the whistle.
Yes.
And they're they're doing the KO and the star.
Yeah.
And they have to wait before they can come down.
Dude, that's a good friendly.
That's how you're doing friendlies right.
Yeah. Olimar.
Yeah, but anyways, today's topic, like I said before, is we're just going to talk about friendlies and Smash Fest and pretty much like what life for a Smasher is like playing Smash outside of a tournament. So I think that like a good thing to sort of think about is like different scenes may or may not have successful tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You can be in a region where like you can't necessarily pull like a 700-man like whatever. That's way too much. Let's be more reasonable. Like you can't pull in like let's say a 16-person plus tournament.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's too far apart, it's too much to travel or whatever. But what you can do is you can still play with people like and just like have Smash Fest and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you two guys, we like kind of like wanted to have you guys on because I know that you guys play a lot and you play with like different groups of people.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know like what does your like Smash life look like, especially since like we haven't had tournaments in SoCal for the past probably like 3 months. How have you been playing?
Okay, so during that whole like lull, like I knew that tournaments were coming back because like I always hear like the murmurs like of like Tech Bonus like getting like this deal with like Power 9 and stuff like that. But the whole thing was I really wanted to keep playing because I felt myself like at the cusp and I was like I was so disappointed. Because the last tournament I was at was the balcony, like the last one, and I lost to like P2, and I was like, oh my god, this isn't my legacy. This is how I'm gonna go out. So I made sure I was like playing. I was playing like Smash Fest. I was playing Net Play. I was playing Smash with like the Pomona boys, excluding Red because we didn't really play that much, just for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, Red Ranger is kind of like in and out.
Yeah, he's like when he feels like playing, it'll happen. But like our schedules like didn't meet up or whatever. But yeah, so it was like me, it was Tonton whenever he came over, David Lee came over one time, and then the usuals are like the people that go to tournaments and they're like sort of like trying to get up there into like upper mid level is like Turtle, Reddy, and then my two friends who like don't go to tournaments is Zolo Lab and Durg. He's just
they come out sometimes.
Yeah, they come out like once in a while.
Zolo Lab's actually not that bad.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Like he's getting better, and he plays Kirby now, so it's like crazy. But so yeah, my whole like thing, like, cause they're not like the upper tier like kind of players, like they're not like close to PR or anything. But I figure that like if I'm trying to make them better, and like they sort of like interact with my play style more, and like they'll be able to like try and like. Because they think ahead. They're like understanding. You can tell like they're cognizant of like what's going on in the game and like they're thinking like steps ahead and they adapt and stuff after a few games. So it still helps. Even though they're like I don't want to say significantly worse. That's kind of mean.
But like let's actually say
even though they're worse than me, like they still help because one, you get tech skill practice and that's always important. Like Game and Watch tech skill practice, but like movement and stuff like that. Punish game practice, because like that was a big thing that I needed to work on was just punish game because I was too like focused on that early on, so I like ditched that entirely to try and work on neutral and like winning.
And
now I'm just like okay, well now I can't get 70% off of one grab anymore. Let me finish this. So yeah, I was just drilling that, like just overall. I didn't really get that many like Smash Fest with like PR players or anything, but I still managed to make it work, and like it kind of paid off because like my first tournament comeback, I beat like 4 PR players.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Tonton? Who do you usually play with?
I mean, he said, you know, Nez probably. And then I usually go up to Riverside. It's like 40-minute drive usually.
We went to Riverside a couple times.
I picked up Nez once, and that's what I always want to do, like pick him up and then go play with the Riverside boys. Like playing Sosa, Jose, Ronald, Lloyd, and then Racer X. Yeah, like those I play with them. And then if I can't drive that far, I'll play with Seth, Aeon.
Because he's closer?
Yeah, because he's closer. And then, like, who else is there? Kareen, Dojo. I mean, when he comes down, at least. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. And then, I don't know if you know Slushy?
Yeah,
Slushy.
Yeah, go
Slushy, I actually haven't seen, because he doesn't go to tournaments anymore.
Yeah, he does.
He was at Tech Bonus.
He was at bonus points, and he was at the Arcadian.
Yeah.
Nice.
He played solo a lot, I remember.
He always tells me to go over, and then I play with them. It's usually that. And then, who else is there? I think that's about it. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Sorry about that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much, like, I try to play a lot, like, and then, thankfully, the Riverside boys, they want to play with me. I always feel bad, you know, I'm like, I feel like I'm intruding them. They're always like, no one plays with us.
No, dude, they want to play, like, all the time. Like, I always thought, like, I was, like, the biggest, like, grind monkey in SoCal. Like, I just wanted to play, like, every day of the week, but, like, no, they actually, like, want to play, like, every weekend. They're just like, every time I go there, they're like, why aren't you bringing these 3 other players? Like, we need more.
How's that like? Because I know that you have been playing with like Sosa, Blank, and Jose, which are right now currently 1, 2, and 3 on the PR in SoCal.
Yeah.
You've been playing with them for a while.
Yeah.
Do you think that PR experience has been like good or bad, or because I know that Nez, you typically just play with like the people that like are your homies and are around the area.
Yeah,
and that might be.
I went to high school with them. Like that. That's all I got.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like maybe like what's like that like.
I can't really say for like Blink and Sosa, because even though I play with them, I don't think I played them significantly enough. But Jose is different because
you both play Nest.
Yeah, we both play Nest. But I think he plays around too. But then I always ask him like, what are things I can do? You know, like I always ask him like, oh, what's Nest can do? And then Jose will tell me Nest can do this. You should be working on this. You should be working on that. Oh, and then when it comes to Sosa, you know, he just wrecks me. You know, so whatever. So it's usually what he teaches me is that what I shouldn't do. It's like I think a good example is like for Nest, I used to have this habit like just dip down and then I fair, and that's so punishable if I keep doing that, you know. And then he said that don't do that, but I didn't know what he was saying until the 3rd time he said it. Stop doing that. And I'm like, oh, shoot. You know?
Right, he'll just tell you like, what you're doing is stupid. Stop doing it.
But I didn't even know what he was saying stupid. So I'm like, but then like so I guess in that way. Those to help me. It's funny because like Sosa tells me what not to do, and Jose tells me what to do. So it's like it helps me in that way. And if I have to add on, I'm like Kareen. He usually helps me with my movement. So there was the thing that he did where it's like only use shield and jump. Don't do anything, you know, other than that. And I'm like try to hold the middle ground. I'm like, what? But the thing is like obviously I didn't get it at first, but he trained me how to be evasive. How he trained me to like what it meant to be in stage control, in a way. I guess those are like the small things I could like show or tell what I learned from them. I guess in a way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's like different than like does anyone
no,
that you play with teach you anything?
Like I mean,
like
we talk about the game. Like we talk about like I try and like help them like understand like spacing and stuff, and I'm like teaching them things that like sometimes I don't do myself. So in turn I was like, man, I should probably do that. And it works out, but no, I don't have like people like pointing out my habits, but I have to learn it on my own. And like to do that, I'll normally like go on like net play or something, because like net play, like you won't go for like perfect ledge dashes all the time, because like there's a couple frames of lag or whatever. But you'll learn decision making, and like that's why it all comes back to just playing the game more, because the more you play the game, the better you get, and that's like a real thing. Like it's I always see like top players, and then some like low level players say like when they say they only play at tournaments, it sort of like makes sense if you're like a top player and you're like okay with where you've stagnated, so to speak. But if it's like a low level player and they're expecting results, I don't understand the logic of just not playing more, because it's just a direct correlation. There's never been a time where like somebody has like never played the game and actively decides not to play,
and then they just shoot up,
and then they just like go up
Upset
7
laughing.
PR spots. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like I think I don't know, like as like a PR, like speaking as like the PR player that doesn't play, and I definitely feel exactly what you're saying, that like my spot has pretty much stagnated, and like I don't expect to get like top 5 in a season where I'm not actively trying, especially with like I think the model for like getting good at the top level is like the Riverside guys. It's like Sosa, Blank, and like Jose's playing a little bit less nowadays, but like Jose also plays a significant amount, and they're like 1, 2, 3, and they're like shooting up as 1, 2, 3, like way past everyone else.
Yeah, and Blank's taking like almost taking sets off of like top 5 players. It's like crazy. That dude played so much like since I've met him. And he's been just like there. I've never seen like a downward slope on his like chart of like how well he's doing. He's always like going up. So I really think that he's gonna make like a huge upset like really soon. And it's because he's playing. It's because he plays so much. He's gonna beat like Thunders like next time.
Yeah.
Like a really big upset. Yeah, he's out here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think that like, and. I mean, like, obviously, like, Courtney, like, you've also been, like, kind of, like, out of, like, the friendlies. Or, like, I guess, like, playing as much Smash as you used to.
Yeah, there was a time.
But, I mean, like, speaking from, like, your experiences, like, do you think that, like, how do you feel like your performance, like, in your, like, singles tournaments, like, corresponded to how often you played the game back then?
I mean, I think it's interesting because I think, like, there definitely was a time with Nick where, like, we played, like, disgusting amounts of Smash, but even though I don't necessarily like practice that much anymore, and it might be just because I stream and like I just have spent more time looking at the game, at least I actually think I still play better now than I did when I was grinding. But I think that like when I was like playing, like when I practiced that much, I think that like my hands were a lot better getting like the muscle memory stuff. And I think that can definitely slip me up because, like, even though I might mentally be, like, somewhat thinking about what I should do or have better understandings, like, I think that it's really hard to get my hands to do it if they haven't done it in, like, months. Because I might go months between friendlies, and that's when like, the first one is always like, oh, God, like, how do I do anything? But, yeah, no, I definitely think that, like, when you play a lot, it's, like, a lot easier to see improvement, like, faster. Like, you might find a point after a while where you stagnate, but I think that, like, if you're, like, just looking at someone who plays versus someone who doesn't play, like, clearly the person who's playing is gonna be doing better, assuming that the person who doesn't play hasn't had, like, a huge history of playing.
Yeah, and I think something that I've also, like, kind of been, like, more keen on recently is the idea that, like, players get good like together, I think.
Yeah.
You can see it with like the Riverside guys, and like I think that also like historical like SoCal like groups would be like Chaos and IPK both got really good really fast together.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to think of like the old IPK crew like that would play with IPK all the time was like Showtime, Dadpool, Fracture, and like Dumb Shiny. And like now it's like those guys back then that were all like playing all the time together are like all now like pretty good.
Yeah.
You know? And like even like me, like back in the day, like I played a lot with Mach was obviously already PR'd, but I played a lot with like Machiavelli, Nation, and me were both unranked at the time. And then we both kind of rose together. Like me and Nate have actually always been like 1 or 2 spots away from each other on the PR. Yeah, and, like the bottom half of the PR is kind of like where we live now. but yeah, like I think that I don't know, like for me and like my perspective as far as like having like regular people to like play with is that like you know like the couch meta develops and like you after a certain point you pretty much like go and tip to you get closer to 50-50.
Yeah.
Like playing with the people that you play against. And I think that for me like trying because I'm a person that likes to like be better than 50-50.
Yeah.
So if I like have like one person that's like really dedicated to playing against, like I think that that's like like really like I don't
Useful,
know like
yeah.
useful, and like I think that's like really fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, like I've never really been in a situation because I started the game when the game was really young, where I went to Smash Fest and I had to like be the guy that like lost all the time and get better from there, right? I always had people to keep pace with. So I don't know, like when did you guys start playing, and like how was it like at the beginning, like just like playing Smash with people that you didn't know?
You want to take this one first?
Sure. I'll just start. I got competitive. It's been a year and a little bit less than a half now. Yeah. Man, that was some tough moments. Like, I mean, first of all, I'm like a huge introvert. So when I went there, all my energy was already drained. My hand was shaking. None of my inputs were coming out correctly.
Because I remember you went with Hugo as the first person.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Chaos. Yeah, it was chaos. Oh man. Sorry, I got too nervous. What was the question again?
You got too nervous. You got nervous thinking about the past.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just kind of wondering, like, just for me, like winning and losing. Like sometimes I see it like when I play against other players. Some people really hate losing, and some people really like enjoy losing and like kind of fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does it feel to be like when you first entered? Like, because you started a year and a half ago. Yeah. Like you probably weren't winning all the time when you first entered.
0-2, 0-2, and then 1-2. Nah, 0-2. like that.
Yeah, so like
you took a game.
No.
I mean, how does it feel to be like on a rotation, especially against like, let's say the rotation is like you, Blank, and Sosa. Like, how does it feel to like kind of be like the person that's like going like losing all these games and stuff? Like you like enjoy it, you keep coming back. How do you make the most of it?
Well, now I'm like okay with it, but at that moment, I felt like I was just wasting their time. Like that's what I thought. I'm like, oh my gosh, like these could be just playing, on their own, but I'm just like that thorn in the bush that's like, just trying to fit in. That's how I felt. Like if I were to be honest.
You had a different like priority at the time.
Yeah.
You're trying to get in.
Trying to get in, and then all that stuff. I think that was like my biggest concern, and then honestly, like when I was keep losing, I think honestly I didn't want to like come back. I was like, oh my God, I'm just wasting money, all that stuff. But then when I heard about the amateur bracket, I think that's when my motivation like kicked in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I shared this
like,
recently, but then like
we were talking about it in the car ride over here. We're talking about like the AMI bracket like mentality that some people have. Like it's just like I think they feel like either demoralized by it or something, or they just want to act like they're above it. Like there's like two camps, or like there's three camps, and there's the people that take it seriously. So there's like the people that take it seriously. There's like the people that will like drop out or like won't even want to participate in it just because they don't want to be like identified as the AMI, so and so. And then there's the people that'll like enter and like purposely like sandbag and stuff and then expect like to do better at the next tournament because like you could sandbag and like not care and like just whatever, but if you sandbag and then expect to do good at the next tournament, then it's like you're kind of wasting sets. That's what I always figured. Gunther's went on topic with this. Like I think Yo like got to like finals of like an amateur bracket and it was against I forget who.
I think it was Fred.
Oh yeah, it was Fred.
Oh my God.
And yeah, he went like he was going like every single character in his arsenal, and Yo has like 7 characters that he goes. Not one time did he go Ganon in that set, and it was just like I felt like maybe it was giving Arsenals like or not Arsenals. Why was I saying Arsenals? Fred. Yeah, it was giving Fred like matchup experience for like a game, but then he's fighting Jigs and he's fighting Shielda. Like it doesn't. It's wasting sets for Yo if he wants to like get up there. I'm like no offense to Yo. Like of course he's a homie, but
so like what we were talking about that is that I took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I took advantage. Okay, I'm AMI here. Might as well beat everyone. You might as well. Might as well
since I'm here,
be the best of the AMIs.
Yeah, might as well prove that prove to myself that I'm not this bad. There is hope for me. There's still like. Beat everyone, like because if you win the AMI, you kind of are noticed on the like the stream.
You at least get a stream.
Yeah, so I'm like I was aiming for that, and then to the point where I guess I couldn't make it to AMI anymore.
Yeah, and then you made it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't understand.
I have no more sets to play.
It's so funny because Seth called it the purgatory, where it's like, oh, you're too good to be an AMI, but you're not that good enough to be in like top 8 or stuff like that. I'm like. Okay. It's one step at a time. One step at a
The
time.
goal is to make the purgatory.
Good. That's the thing I did at the beginning. Just really take Amy Burger seriously. I mean, even though like some people didn't take it seriously, like this is my chance for me to improve. You know, why? I'm like what Jake was saying. Why throw it away? You know, why take a good opportunity where this guy might be serious? You know, let's get that. You know, get this turning jitter out, all that stuff.
It really has that like. Plus, it's like the same like logic as like a Smash Fest. Like you're playing games like to get better. That's why you went out of your house to go to like, this scene where like people are gonna try and like beat you down as hard as they can. Like, it's just the way to build your like build up your highs and lows. Like even it out, average it. For me, it was. I had a lot of practice going into my first tournament actually. Like
Really?
like not really like practice like with other like tournament players, but like I knew what I was doing. I was watching for a while. I've actually been playing this game since like 2.5 or whatever the patch was before Meta Knight.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, my first tournament though wasn't until 3.0. So like I went to it was an SSS and I went there. I don't think I went 0-2. I went like 1-2 or something. And I was co-maining like Lucas Game and Watch back then, and it was I didn't do bad, but I still wanted to like keep going. I was like, all right, I'll go a couple more. This is kind of fun. And I went to the balcony for the first time. It was like balcony like 3 or something. And
That's one lucky one too.
Yeah. I went there and I took Chaos to Game 3 last stock. 3.02 Mewtwo. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so mad. But now, and that was in losers. He got upset by someone in winners. And in winners, I think I took Red Ranger to Game 3. So I was like, okay.
So you're getting closer.
Okay, and I was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, I can't not do this anymore. I can't just drop this eventually. So I think that was when I like made the decision that I was like gonna get good no matter how long it took. And, like. So I could have that like poetry like beating all these people. I was losing to Sneeze back then too. So yeah, it was just the whole mentality of it. I think that's a big thing. This is just a hurdle to just like identify that you want to do it, and then once you do that, then all your games mean something else. And that's why I feel like people didn't like losing. I didn't like losing for like a long time. I just didn't want to identify with that.
Yeah.
Like as a whole.
There are definitely, and like this is something like that me and Nate were talking about. I forget. I don't know. You might have been in the car or not, but we were talking about, or maybe it might have just. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But Nate's telling me this story about beaches. Yeah, and he goes over and beaches is not to like put beaches on blast or anything.
No.
But like pretty much it's like beaches is like pretty good at Rocket League.
Yeah.
But like he's like not as good at Smash as Nate and Red Ranger, who is like the people that he plays with. And he goes, guys, like I just like it just sucks that I just suck at Smash and you two guys are just so good. And then Nate was like, Beaches, let me ask you something. Do you like really want to be good at Smash? Or do you just want people to like think that you're good at Smash? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like they're like so definitely like players who like they just hate losing because they think that they're better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whereas it's like I feel like very often like people who actually really want to improve and like get better are the people that like lose and then are like somewhat disappointed, but like they enjoy the loss because they know what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they have like goals to set. And like Beaches was all like, you know what, maybe I am like the other guy. Maybe I should just play Rocket League and just like be like the person that everyone thinks is good. He's come to events since, so like, that's not true. But I just think that it's like it's a really interesting mentality of how to take a loss, and I think that that's also something that translates back into Smash Fest. Because there are like also people like anything that you guys said about like amateur bracket or like tournament bracket, it kind of applies to just anytime you're playing a game. Yeah. Like I don't know if you guys have played with enough people. There are like definitely people where it's like you're playing friendlies with them and like you beat them a couple times and they just want to like leave the set.
Yeah, they don't want to stay. They're not there for the hustle. They're not there for the grind.
And I think that's why the first question, that troll secondary comes out.
Yeah.
Because like I mean.
They just don't give a shit anymore, and they're just like, all right, force stock my random ass character while I go on my phone in between games. And just,
or even
you're not involved anymore. Like if you do that. Yeah.
Or even we change the characters,
Oh yeah.
Like because they get mad at our characters.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I feel bad after one of my friends gets sometimes a little tilted at Game & Watch, and like naturally, like Game & Watch is a frustrating character, but when it gets to that point, sometimes it just sort of like, as much as I would like to keep playing it, but like he's tilted and it's,
you gotta keep the peace.
Yeah, I have to keep the peace. I want him to keep playing. I want him to keep playing so I can get better. So I'll go like a secondary. So I'll go Toon Link and just try and get bomb confirms like the whole time. But it's definitely like a hurdle, a mentality hurdle. It's all in your head, psychology, but it's a psychological thing, but it becomes a physical barrier for you in getting better at the game, I think.
Yeah. I also think like there is a lot of like utility and like purpose for like playing Smash to like get good at tournaments. Obviously, like you can like go to Smash Fest, travel to all get all these like different player like experiences and knowledge to like make you better and like play better in tournaments. But like I also like sometimes I play secondaries just because it's like more fun. Like you know what I mean? Like I play Smash because it's fun.
No,
and like also I think like obviously like these are like slightly different situations. So like everything that you say I like definitely agree with.
No, yeah.
But like I think that the utility of a Smash Fest also is like you can like do things like that are just like you would never do in a tournament because you like paid money to like figure out how good you are.
Oh yeah.
But like you can do like D2D like dittos or against like dumb shiny to like do whatever. And like you like I don't know, I think it's like really funny to like kind of have like really stupid like like I don't know, like back in San Diego, every tournament turned into a Smash Fest after it was done because the office was just like never closed. So then we could just like play at PM in the office until like 8 in the morning next morning if we wanted to. So like you go over and you get to know the players and it's like you like know what everyone's like all-star lineup is like or it's like you have to play Dadpool and like a Pokemon Iron Man.
Oh god.
I know it was not fun.
He would always try to do those. He would always try to do random Iron Mans with people. And like that venue can only fit like I don't know like 5 or 6 setups. And if he sits down with someone and does an Iron Man, that setup's gone for like forever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's like Smash is like such like there's so much depth to like the different kinds of things you could do with Smash.
Yeah.
Like I was just at in San Diego like whatever, and like just like last weekend, and I played like the that Easter side event we had with the Yoshi eggs.
The Yoshi egg.
Yeah, I was like
1 HP stamina.
1 HP stamina Yoshi egg free for alls, and it's just like sometimes you just have to realize like you're just playing video games, and like it's like really fun to play video games with like other people. Like I don't know, and like Smash Fests are cool because like you can like play other games too.
Yeah, there's a social aspect to it. Yeah, like that's another thing that the competitive drive brings people back. But there's also like a social aspect that we talk about like so often. Like it's there. You make friends in this game, and you love video games, and I assume that's how you found out about Project M. It's like a video.
You had to get pretty deep.
You're like so deep in the rabbit hole at this point. You might as well play video games with your new friends that you made. And it's like another thing that brings people back. Like there's the drive, and then there's the social aspect. Like you said, you were like nervous the first time. Now you're on a talk show.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about like how? Because I would definitely put you guys as like me just as someone who's like in the SoCal community. I like know you guys as like people that play a lot, people that travel a lot. Like, how do you think that makes you feel like, as far as like connection to the community goes? Like, do you feel like you're being like super social and like you do it for that reason, or is it mainly like the grinding aspect, or like why travel so much? You know?
I brought this up like in the car. If I was an O2 player, like I went to every tournament and I went O2 with everyone, and I hated every single person in my bracket, I would not be like going to tournaments. So I definitely think there's a social like aspect of it. Like, and that's I don't think I would go to Smash Fest if I wasn't like associated with like anyone there. I think that's what I think if I wasn't associated with anyone in the Smash community,
It would be hard to.
I would explicitly be training with like my high school friends, and like I wouldn't have gotten as good, and therefore like they probably would be at a lower level too, and like we'd just be going to Smash tournaments and just going over to being salty, just going back. And it wouldn't be as fun, and I wouldn't like the drive that I keep talking about is like synergetic with like the social aspect. I think that it's a part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's like up for discussion, but I think that's my opinion on it. I think it like joins together in a way that's sort of like catalyzes each other.
I think I agree with him in that. Maybe timing's different for everyone. Like, do you like want to grind first? Is that how you make friends, or did you make friends and then you suddenly got into like this competitive scene? For me, it's definitely like I wanted to get better. So I'm like, oh, hey, do you want to play? Hey, do you want to play? And then that eventually led up to me getting close to these people.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Nez like, this week I realized I'm actually like getting close to this this community. I'm like,
these are my boys.
I love it. You know, it's like I think, and then traveling definitely made it better too. Like I recently traveled to Arizona. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cloudburst secondaries, by the way. So let's go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, before that, like when I like went out to like the balcony, like a local Smash Fest, like I went to get better, but now I'm like at a point where I went out there because I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to relieve stress, and I think, like there's a lot of mediums how video games can be used, like for usage for socializing. I think for me, I definitely started as stress reliever. Like coming back from like work or come back from like school and like I'm so tired, just play video games, escape from reality. Stuff like that.
Alright, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Did either of you ever feel like you plateaued in skill? And if so, were you able to break past it, or like what kept you playing the game?
When I fucking drowned in Arcadian pools at my second Arcadian. So I was already like decent. I had made it out of pools at my first Arcadian, and then I drowned at the second one. I was like, God dang, I wanted to quit. That was
Wait, was that the one where everybody made the quitting pose?
No, I didn't make a quitting post. Fuck that.
Everyone felt like they may want to make a quitting post.
Side note, my boy Zolab was in the pool that only 3 people showed up to, so he made it out of pool. So it became like the Nezergy curse. All my high school friends were like in this like stupid like clan named Nezergy. There's like a story about it. Like I was just playing my brother in Rocket League and like commentating the old match, and I was giving myself the team name, so it just became like a meme. So anyways, he was the only person of Nezergy that made it out, and so it became like a curse. Only one person can make it out of pools at every tournament, and I was like, God damn it. But yeah, I was so mad, and I just didn't feel like going to Smash tournaments after like for a while. And normally like after bad losses like that, like I would still like I would be like invigorated, but I just felt bad. I felt like I was bad at the game. I felt like I lost to a Falco, and I was like, God, I'm still losing to Falco. I'm still losing to Falco in like 2015 or whatever year it was. My brother made Falco like in Melee in 2001. Like, this is still happening to me, and I was just like, I was mad.
But you're still playing today.
You clearly got past that.
I got past it. It was just. I probably from playing more. I was like, damn, I'm beating my friends again, and I feel good at the game again. So maybe that's like another good thing about playing with people like a little worse than you. I never got like the, God dang it, I've hit a wall. Like I got good enough to feel like I could take games from like people, and once you think that everything's like possible, then you're like, oh, I may have gotten rocked this time by this PR player, but I can do it, and that's what kept me like going over the wall or whatever.
Arcadians, huh?
Arcadian.
My story's the same thing.
Fuck Arcadians.
The Pokemon Arcadian, the 4th one. I didn't make it out of pools. It was really sad because I beat the last seed, but I'm like I could definitely I have a chance to beat the people above me, but I lost every set 1-2. So it wasn't even like I lost badly. I just because there's.
Okay, let's open this wound.
There's 2 Ike players. By the way, Ness doesn't like that.
Oh no.
Doesn't like Fire Emblems. And then there's Schmoofy, which I met him in Pulls this Arcadian. But
It's closer.
yeah, it was closer. It was closer.
Oh, it's super close.
And then Emlyn.
Emlyn
Oh,
is
Emlyn, yeah.
He plays Ike.
Emlyn
And
was one of
another.
them. And then so yeah, I'm like, and I was still and then I think I stopped playing for 5-6 months straight after that.
What? Really?
Yeah, I stopped
Damn.
playing. I'm like, I'm done with this game. But the thing is, I still play with like my home friends, like my church friends, whatever. So I'm like, you know what, I love this game. You know why? You know, like, but at the same time, I just didn't have the courage to like come back and play again. But when Lost World started, that's when I came back. I think you were there.
Oh. Yeah.
So and you were there. Yeah. And then she owned me with her Zard. I was like, oh shoot. But,
Dude, you had game 1 though.
Oh.
It was our 2-1.
I mean, that was my first Charizard, Magic experience.
I think you were my first friendly at a balcony. Like,
I actually
ever.
do remember that. It was
Yeah.
outside.
'Cause
I didn't know it was your first friendly.
It was like Loyal like found me as I was like practicing tech skill, and then it was like a Game and Watch, and so
That's a pretty good loyal.
That's really good.
that was when he was like doing 2DXX and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? So he pulled me over to another setup, and then Courtney was there. She just joined us.
Yeah.
So it was my first.
I was on a setup with 2 Game & Watches.
It did not. It was probably. I was like, this Loyal wasn't that good back then. Actually,
He wasn't PR yet.
Yeah, I think I was better than him at that point. And then he just like went and was.
You actually were I think because I remember we rotated. I think you beat him. In
No,
some
yeah,
of those friendlies.
I was owning that set. Loyal can guarantee. I hope Loyal's watching right now. Loyal can vouch for me. I was owning that setup. But no, yeah. Wait, what was I saying? I was too busy sucking my own dick.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. We're talking about Tonton.
Go ahead, Tonton.
But no. Talk about how good you were on this friendly setup.
Bro, Balcony 3 was my prime.
Oh yeah. No, you came back because of Lost World.
I just wanted because I was in the area. I'm like, oh, might as well. I want to see some people because I saw that Nate was going, and I'm like, and then
Nate's pretty cool.
and then I was like, okay, maybe I want to come out again. So I came out like a month after that. See, I still took a break, and then I think I was still hitting that wall. I'm like, okay, I don't know why I'm not getting better, and then so I actually talked to Jose more. That's actually when I talked to Jose more. Jose, what should I do? And say, hey, why don't you come over? And I want to tell you some stuff. And then basically, I was still bad. I think you remember. I got JV5 by you.
Oh no.
Yes.
That was the only JV5 I've ever seen in my life in any Smash game. But yes.
Oh my god.
It's historical moments. Yeah, I mean that's how bad I was, But then
But then at bonus points, you definitely took like the first friendly we played against each other. Like, whoa, this is like not the same Tonton. You've been talking to Jose.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to get into details, like Jose was telling me, like as Ness, your double jump casting needs to be good. Like if you don't know what to work on, if you don't think your neutral's good, at least
Double jump cancel fast.
Yeah, at least get your text down. That's neutral you'll develop, but text you could grind on your own. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should just do the single player, the infinite time, just move around on the stage and practice that. And then I think I broke 2 walls recently. It was right before the Arcadian, where I'm like, okay, I'm like able to take some names. Like, I mean, I think I did pretty well. I got our pulls this time,
Yeah, that hype set
Yeah.
on stream. I was rooting for you.
And then I'm like, well, people are actually cheering for me. I'm like, it's very different, That's my first one. Then the second wall that was broken, it's like personal. Like, I was telling Nezergy, I'm like, my double jump cancels were getting so much better.
Yeah.
Like so much better. Like now that I think to carry that over to like the competitive scene. Now that I'm like I got that down, yeah, I think I just had a lot of ups and downs where it was bad to the point where I almost quit the game. So I'm like.
I think that it's interesting that for both of you guys, like what got you back into it was not like you convincing yourself that you still wanted to play. It was like being able to lean on that aspect of the community and like keep playing outside of a tournament setting, right? Like going back and like playing with the people that like you like have Smash Fest with, or like people that you talk about the game with. I think that's like kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I do know a lot of people that like end up quitting, and it's like probably because like they don't have like a person to like ease them back.
They're
in.
like on their own kind of, and they're like the lone wolf that like still goes, and like he has like the friends that'll hang out with at tournaments, but they don't have a person at home, like kind of thing, and that kind of sucks. Like that's when you feel like you're alone in your like journey of Smash. When you're in a journey, when you're in your Smash journey, and you have like your full party, you got the
RPG.
you got the full party with you, and you're like trying to all move forward as a group. Then it feels like you feel like so much more like united and like better. It just feels so much better when you have like friends with you, like doing this, learning on the same path as you, like kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that like, and where are we at on time? Because
about 50 minutes.
15 minutes.
45.
We're at 45. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that like we'll go over a couple more things. But that like brings up a point that like I was gonna say for the end, but I think it works well now. Is that like I don't know? There was like this recent. I think I showed everyone. Of like Mango, and it was like kind of like this interesting thing that he brought up about like how Leffen complained a lot about how there's nobody good around me. I'm like the only good person, so I have to travel to these tournaments to like even play people that are remotely good. And it just like stagnates my growth as a player. And like if I didn't travel to these things, I would just be so bad, you know. And like Mango was just like on the opposite end, where he's like, well, you know, like kind of like how Nezergy said it. It's like maybe we're not the best, because Mango, like even though he was good when he first started, like he wasn't like the best.
No, yeah.
But like he like kept getting better, and he had like people that were like down the street. I think like Lucky and him were like down the street from each other, and like they played and they got better. And like once you get better and your teammate gets better, you have a better training partner now, so then you can get even better, right? So then like Mango is in a different situation where it's like he's like also one of the best in the world, but he's done it and like has people to play with at home that he like pretty much came up with them.
Johnny is like top like argument for top 10.
Yeah.
You have Lucky, who's the argument for top like 15 or 20, and then you have a whole bunch of like SoCal that he just sort of like molded together outside of like Alex. I think he said that in the clip. He was like, I made Johnny good. I made Joey good. Not Alex, but I made all Norwalk good.
Yeah, and I think that's like really like I don't know, like an interesting point that like if you ever feel like down in the dumps or whatever, like you're not improving, like if you like have other people that are like slowly improving and inching you forward too, it feels like you're not alone at least, which I think is cool. Because like I feel like I've always had that. Like even like my people like on my journey, right, growing up was like I played a lot against Nino, just because he's like one of my high school friends or whatever. And like me and Nino, like there was like a fairly large skill difference, but it was like he was someone to play, and like we were good friends with Mock. So then like it was like me, Mock, and him, and like also like at school, like me and Sosa were both like not particular. Like I think Sosa was unranked and I was like ranked number 17 at the time or whatever. And it was like we like got good together, and he like definitely like shot up after like 3.5 came out. But he was a person I played with and I talked with a lot. I think that also something, even if you don't play the game, just having people to talk about the game with is like really useful.
No, yeah. It's like psychology, like kind of thing. Like it helps your mindset, like overall, and people undersell like how important a good like mental state is when you're playing like any competition. Because if you're like down in the dumps, like for anything, it's you play worse. You play significantly worse. Like I could vouch for that myself. And that sense of like unity you're talking about, like you have like people to like your high school friends or people on the same journey. It does exactly what you're saying. It like keeps their spirits up and like willing to play the game.
Yeah. Tonton, do you like have people like I guess like from like either like your high school or your college
your church group
that you play Smash, or like did you like, because I know that you play with the Riverside guys, but you obviously met them through Smash.
Yeah.
Nezergy is like gotten good with like the people that he's known from before.
I had my brother and high school friends. Yeah.
So what he was saying, I guess my church friends, we were playing, so how we even started, this is really funny, because like my friends were bored, and they're like, oh, let's play Smash, right? And then, like, I think first few days we were like, oh, let's play Melee, and then, playing Melee, and then this other guy, like, a few days like, oh, let's play Brawl, and we play Brawl, and then everyone's like arguing, like, oh, no, we should play Melee, we should play Brawl, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey guys, Project M. And by the way, at this moment, I actually didn't even try Project M at all. I heard about it in high school when I was like a sophomore. By the way, so that means it's still in production. And it's all like,
it wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, so when I first heard it. So but then when I brought it up to my friends, I didn't know if it was made or not. But I'm like, I heard that it was made. So I'm like, let's try it out, you know. And then you know what happened? You know, it's a magical story. Both sides were satisfied. It's fast, but it still had that brawl mechanics, or like, and then
all the characters.
Yeah.
Characters.
So that's how we started, and then obviously 3.02 NES. You know, I think it was
PK Fire on Shield.
Fucking PK Fire on Shield pissed me off.
It was fun, but I don't think it was like, you know, I'm like
that patch had a lot of fun.
like it had to go away. I knew it had
Double
to go
banana.
Away, you know? So I'm like, but then like we were all playing, and then obviously I wasn't the best, but I'm like, okay, I wanted to be the best in this group at least. And then
were you not the best in that group at that point?
At that point, no. I was like, I would rank myself like third. You know, there was like a Falco, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, you know, I want to get good, so I like kept practicing the CPUs, and then I got to the top. And then I'm like, my friends are like, hey, why don't you check out the Smash community? And then that's when I checked it out with Hugo. That's how I came up. Yeah.
Did any of your high school friends also come along for like the competitive journey, or are they just still like you play with them?
Like 3 of my friends came out. Like one Sonic player, and then one of them was actually his friend.
Oh yeah, my friend in high school is apparent. Is he in your church group? That's how it works.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. All right.
So it was like
I re-met him at the last Arcadian. I
I
was like, what the
out,
fuck?
I was like, you should check it out. You know, you like just get some tournament experience at that. He knew him, Turtle, like all this.
I swear he like brings up these people that are just like, oh yeah, I know this guy, he knows you, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's like slowly like learning. He's like he's stalking me. He's learning about my past.
Yeah.
Villain Tonton.
Basically, that's how it came up. Then that's how I practiced, and then I think those community kind of cheered me on too, because I was telling them I was on Arcadian, and then they're like they were watching the stream because I told them I was on it, and then cheering for me. And then actually, I want to go back to the whole like how the psychology helps. I think good example for me was, sorry, like we're always going back to that stream of me versus Ricky.
That sounds good.
I was actually doing so bad, honestly, so bad. Even before playing Ricky, I was like I know I could play better, but I was so nervous. Like my hands were freezing, my double jump cancel were turning into full hop bears. I was like not cutting it, you know. But then when I heard people cheering for me. And that was like something else. Like when I see it on like videos, I want to see other people cheering. I'm like, why are they doing that? It's distracting, you know. But when I got that for me, I realized the beauty of it. And like it really helps. Like it really calmed me down, and I played so much better the second set. And I think I played really well in the last set. I just SD'd. I'm like, whatever. But anyways, that's my life. Right now, I just need to get over that. I think this community that pushes you, honestly, that really helps. I think that was the difference between that quitting period. Before I was really alone. Like I came to the Smash events, I couldn't really make friends. I went back, so I had no pushing factors. And how I even came back was because Nate was willing to listen to me, like not even my Smash problems, just my personal problems. You know, so I think that's what kept me going. And then now I have like people like you guys to like talk to about just anything. You know.
Yeah, we're all friends now.
Alright, here, I have one nice closing question. So, there'll definitely be, like, a variety of people who watch this video and are like, yo, I'm, like, hyped up. How do I do it? So, what advice would you give to people on, like, kind of jump-starting either, like, getting more of the social aspect of the Smash community, or maybe just, like, kicking it and, like, finding people to play, like, friendlies with, or, like, finding Smash Fest? Like, what would you tell someone, like, what advice would you give to someone trying to get into the community?
I mean, how I got better, in my opinion, and how I see it is, every set I played, I always, if I lost, or even if I didn't lose, I always ask them, what are some things that you think I could improve on? And I think that's how I was able to hear Sosa's input, like, the inputs that I talked about. And then you gotta listen to them, you know? There's a reason why they beat you. And there's a reason why you got JV5. There's a reason why these things happen. You gotta listen. I know some people have that pride, and then they don't want to listen. They just want to go back, think about it. But the thing is, sometimes you just can't see it. Sometimes you really need to ask them, okay, what is something I need to improve on, and blah blah blah. And then another thing is like kind of I guess contradicting. It's not. Like sometimes take a break. I would really tell them that, like, because sometimes I feel like if you take a break, it will kill your bad habits, like in a way. Because if you keep grinding, I feel like sometimes there's that trap once in a while that bad habit gets to you. But if you take a step back, you know, take a break. I'm not like taking a break like a month. I'm just saying like for like a day or a week or so. You know, that definitely helped me got better. You know, like
yeah, I think. I like what you said about the break. Actually, I feel like it like sort of refines like your view on a lot of things, and you can just like sort of come back like, man, I just left this. I just want to go and like do what I did when I started. Like just go for the sake of going, and like expecting a good time and like having that good time, finding the good time, rather than just expecting it to like come to you. Yeah. And as for advice, I think like what we've been saying like the whole time. I think finding someone else to go on the journey with you, like kind of thing. Like maybe you'll find them at a tournament. Maybe you have like a boy that you played video games with, like growing up with, and you just like go into it like as homies. Just like, dang, we did like pretty shitty, but at least we did it together. And then to just like go on the journey from there. Yeah, as long as you're like not like feeling like all lonesome in it, you're less likely to just cut it off.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
It's like a group project, like kind of thing. If you don't do it, then you're kind of fucking up your boy. Like, over there. Like, come on.
I think let's just add one more like Smash aspect. I know I was working on my movements, because before I was like, okay, I got a combo better, but I realized I sucked at moving. I'm like, I wasn't even wave landing onto platforms. I was like, what's a pivot grab, all that stuff. So I think really take your time to understand what you're playing, what kind of game this is, for any fighting game, Like I used to play Marvel before this, like Ultimate. Like if I didn't know what like a grab is, I didn't know what this move is, you're not really playing the game. You're just like
pressing
blind.
buttons.
Yeah, you're just pressing buttons, So I think it's good that you're trying to combo a character or like trying to find matchups, all that stuff. But first, just understand what this game has to offer you and how you can move your character better and all that.
Yeah. Play the game.
Right. Well, I think that for me, like a big factor in like how to like keep coming back and how to like keep like improving, for me is just like it's like very much always have fun with the game and always find the game fun.
Yeah.
If what you come to Smash like looking for is I want to be the best. Like that's like a goal, but I think that if that goal isn't backed by because like winning is really fun and because like I like have a lot of fun playing this game, then I don't think that's gonna take you anywhere, and you're gonna like run into issues where you like feel obligated to do something but like don't like enjoy it. I feel like every step of the way, and I think that having Smash Fest and like inviting people over, even if it's just like you and another person like on a couch like playing like with your secondaries, like just like enjoy it. Like like I think that if you get too caught up on like, oh, how am I doing in tournament, or like how good am I compared to like X player or X region or whatever, then that just kind of like muddies up like the whole point of why anyone does any of this. So if you're like a person that like enjoys the game playing by yourself, like see if like you can like have other people to play the game with, because like if you enjoy playing it by yourself like in your room, like you'll enjoy it with other people. And once like like Tonton was tricked into making friends, like you'll realize that it's fun to like have friends around also. So it kind of like it feeds back into itself, like the positivity does, if you really are in it for like the right reasons. Because I think that it's a game, it's like a multiplayer game, and like if you play with other players, you become friendlier with them, and then like you like are like closer, and you get better together, and like it becomes more fun and more meaningful like the more you play. So I think that if you like kind of enter that side of the equation and you are on that end of the feedback loop, then it's just that's like a good place to go.
Yeah, it captures the whole thing pretty well. have fun with the video game.
Whoa, insight?
I'll definitely say kind of like a different way than anyone else has taken it is that like we live right now in an age for Smash where you have so many tools to find people to play with. And I think a lot of times people are kind of nervous about using some of those tools. And it'll vary from region to region, but like, it can sometimes be as easy, especially in SoCal PM, is just literally making a post on the SoCal PM page. And it might seem intimidating because you might feel like you're a nobody, but it's like, there are literally so many people like Kenny and David and like all sorts of people who are like literally on that page 24/7 and will gladly tell you anything you need to know. Or like anyone that's near you sort of stuff. And I think even for like other regions, maybe you're like kind of in the middle of the nowhere that you don't really have a local scene. You know, like there's video game clubs at like almost every high school. There's Reddit where you can try to find people. There's NetPlay if you can figure out how to set that up. Bless you if you can. Like there's like actually like so many like it's like actually the best time to be a smasher.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to find people than it was like a decade ago. And there's like nowadays like people are making phone apps. Like Melee has an app now where you can like find people. Like I think Smash Bros probably get something like that too.
Like Smash Tinder.
Yeah.
It's like Jig's main like.
Yeah, you can like rate people, how salty they get. But yeah, like if you are like listening to all this and you're like, dude, I want to play with people, I think you just need to put in like a little bit of effort, and there's like actually so many ways to like
It'll get you so
find
much mileage,
people. Yeah, and like once you start like building one bridge, that you can build so many more. And like especially if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're like maybe you don't even have a local scene, that's like how you start a local scene. Is you just get 3 people together, and then you just meet more and more people who want to play. Like, every scene starts with, like, 1 person, you know? Or 2 people, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has any last words before going out.
No, yeah, good.
Well, PM is a fun game. And we're at a Smash Fest right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to play.
Balcast is now officially a bi-weekly podcast with a Smash Fest.
Yeah. So, we'll catch you all later. Let's go.
Yeah, have a good one.
Late.